Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mondays at the Red Barn, aka Tilly the RV. Um, Jen is back from vacation. Yay, life as I know it is has some semblance of less craziness. Although in my mass craziness, I completely forgot that today was her 6-year Red Barn anniversary. So I kind of feel awful about that because she's such an important part of the team. And how I don't have it in my calendar, I do not know, but it is there now. So, as the boss, I should know these things. So, lesson learned to people out there, like important dates, make sure they're in your calendar. Today, I am going to talk about perfectionism and how it is often the big derailer in your life. So, let's dive into the Monday email. Let me just pull it up. Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. Jen's back from Mexico. All is right in the world. You know the saying, you don't realize how much you rely on someone until they aren't there. Well, let's just say I rely on Jen. She had a great time. She's all tanned up, and she was at the office earlier than I was this morning. She's a keeper. Last week was wild. I'm in the home stretch of my reno project. The goal is to have the kids move in on April 1st. Dave gave me the contractor's answer, that's quote unquote, of sure, we'll be done by March 31st. Then he looked at me and said, have you looked around? Oy vey, we're close, but it's all the little things like painting the 4-foot pile of trim we had to remove and put it back, getting all the hardware and all the doors and putting them all back. And we haven't even touched the lower level of the outside. Deep breath. I need to let go of the perfect gene. This rental project is much like life, which is why I've been sharing the journey. When you conjure up an idea in your mind, everything is perfect, be it a relationship, a job, a piece of art, a vacation, a home rental project, you name it. The reality is nothing is perfect. No one is perfect. Life isn't perfect. I can't count how many times during this rental project we had to say it's good enough. Not easy for Dave, who's an engineer, drives him nuts when things don't align perfectly. And at some point, we need to move on, and the risk reward factor comes into play. Should I do it over? Is it worth it? Will anyone besides me even know it's not perfect? P.S. Most people aren't going to notice the imperfections. We are our own worst critics. Striving for perfection equals inaction. Wise words from the wise Seth Godin that popped up in my inbox yesterday. And it's titled Perfect or We're Not Going. When does this rule apply? It doesn't apply to anyone we've ever hired. It doesn't apply to anything we've ever purchased. It doesn't apply to any project we've ever sponsored or anyone we've ever voted for, dated, or befriended either. In fact, it's a great excuse for things we're afraid to do or where our inclination is to say no anyway. If you're hoping for an action, look for perfect. Strive for better, not perfect. When I'm trying to instill in you to let go of perfect if you want growth. Always strive to do better, learn new things, go outside your comfort zone, embrace the fail. What I often see, and I've been there myself, is people beating themselves up for missing the mark, falling short of a goal. Or worse, as Seth noted, we often use the perfect excuse to avoid doing things outside our comfort zone. I'm not this enough or that enough, so I can't do this. I used this excuse for years to avoid running or entering big races because I couldn't sustain a sub 10-minute pace or whatever that magic number was. I wasn't going to do it. And good Lord, I gave that up a long time ago. So, sidebar on this, this was something that Dave really helped me through. Like, I remember when I first started running, he's like, it just doesn't matter about the time. But I had in my head that I didn't look like a runner and I wasn't the perfect runner and I wasn't going to hit this like magic time. So I had in my head and got this like incredible anxiety every time I entered a race that, oh my God, what happens if I don't finish? And in the end, it didn't matter, right? Because it's all the work that you put up to that. So when you put in the work and you fall short of your goal, you really didn't fail. You grew, you learned, and if you are smart, you'll try again with that newly formed knowledge. Life is a journey quite like my reno project. Rarely does it turn out how you envision, but if you persevere, you will get to where you want to go. And trust me, what you deem as imperfect is 100% fabulous in the eyes of someone who doesn't have the balls to do what you just attempted. Think about that for a sec. Yep, you are a superhero in someone else's eyes because you're living what they are only dreaming about. So don't let perfection be the big derailer of your life. Let it go. Have an awesome kick ass Monday, and here's cheers to an amazing fab week. So I am living true to these words. We actually, in the reno house over the weekend, we had to put this big board in, and it was a big pain in the ass. And while we were doing it, we pushed down it. I cracked a little piece of the board off, and so now you kind of see this little chunk of wood out. Dave had a constantly trimming to get this in a house that's not even and in a paste that had some rotted wood. I mean, it was really hard and it's not perfect. And it was driving Dave crazy. And I was really proud of him because I really thought he was going to rip it out, somehow get a new board, make the hole different. But he let it go. The board is in there and the floor around it is not perfect. So realistically, who's going to be looking for that tiny little space in the floor? They're not. They're really not. So, I mean, that's the big lesson is, let go of the perfect gene, because if you're constantly striving for perfect, or you think, or you're avoiding things because you aren't perfect in the eyes of whomever, then you're just missing out on a lot of amazing stuff. And that risk and reward thing is very important. So, you know, should you do something over to get it a tiny bit more perfect? I don't know. I mean, that's for you to decide. But I'm much more flexible than that than other people because I don't need perfect and I'm incredibly impatient. So I would much rather get things done and move on than do something over and over and over again to get this much better in something. But everybody's choice. Have an amazing Monday. I am working. Today's my busy day with my network marketing company. I have a lot of meetings, so it's really fun. Um, and but I'm going to try to get in between, in between some breaks and get in the house and get some painting done. Kitchen cabinets are coming. Well, they're here, but they're getting installed on Wednesday. I was kind of hoping it was today, but it is what it is. Have an awesome day. Talk to you soon. Bye.